Hello planty people, it's Amanda with Americana Gardens, back at you with another houseplant kind of Q&A and repot session that I'm going to do in this video. So I know I have a lot of new followers, thank you very much. And for those who have stuck around since the beginning, I see you, and thank you. So I usually do outdoor gardening, but like during the winter months, I'm in Pennsylvania by the way. It's like I really focus more on indoor plants. So given that it's winter, the 1st of February, it's like I'm so over winter. I'm so over it. I'm sure a lot of you are too. So I'm going to slowly transition into some spring decor, and yeah, I have a unique way of like displaying my plants and styling my plants. So let's I'll walk you through some ideas that I'm gonna do. Okay. So a lot of this is kind of like torn apart. I know if you were at my last video that I did for indoor house plants, I kind of did a walkthrough of like things that I need to do. So yeah, I usually use like beautiful crystal pieces like this to display plants in, or whatever I want. I can use teacups. I'm a very big like antique type of person. So yeah, I have a lot of that. I had a, it used to be a philodendron, like the finger philodendron up there, but I switched and I put this philodendron up here with this beautiful pot. That is Limoges, France, by the way. By the way, I have an auction site. It's on a Whatnot app, and the link will be down below if you are interested in seeing any of this stuff. I'm kind of redoing my china cabinet here. Again, just moving some more spring stuff in. Like, look at that beautiful teapot. Or, it's not teapot, actually, it's a hot cocoa set. But anyway, back to the plants. So, and I moved this silver dragon up here. I think though, because I like to have contrast with plants, you have these big bold leaves with the philodendron over here, and then you have this alocasia here. Now, yes, they do look, they are different. They're different colors, but the leaf shape is kind of just too similar. So I'm thinking about adding this fern that I got kind of tucked back in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to repot that, and I think adding that fern right up there is gonna add a different texture, and it has like that blue silver gray color, kind of like this silver dragon. So I think it'll be a nice contrast piece. So I'm gonna tackle that one first. So yeah, let's get to it. I know I'm gonna have some plant cleanup too. I tried to use this pot. It just wasn't working. It just wasn't working, guys. So I'm gonna repot it into something different. I'm going to be using this pot. I think, why not? I'm calling it a pot, but you know, a crystal bowl. I think it will fit in there because that's a nice size bowl up there. I like it. So, and we have a friend that will be joining us in about an hour. It's one of the kitties that my mom has. We have tons of like neighborhood cats, if you will. And my mom brought her to the vet. She was very, very sick, and my mom's gonna house her in here until she recovers fully. So give mom a thumbs up. Give mom a thumbs up. And yeah, I got tons of stuff, succulents I gotta sort out, and you know, I'm gonna be making a lot of different videos over time. I got some china I gotta clear out here. Look at this. This is my newest venture that I had at Lowe's. I think the video just aired yesterday, which would be Thursday. Thai constellation. I finally got one. There was only 2 at my Lowe's. Can you believe it? Like, I thought there was going to be like maybe like, you know, 8 or something, 6, but there was only 2, and I got the best of the 2, of course. So, yeah, I'm going to have to find a new pot for that. That's actually where that philodendron was. And what I mean by that philodendron was actually right over here, and it was a beautiful, beautiful space. It really was. But yeah, anyway, I gotta cut some leaves off of this. This was the fingerlink, I think they call it, philodendron that I had up there, and it was magnificent. It filled up that whole space. But really, this plant, I'm gonna put it outside this summer. That's the newest leaf right there. I'm gonna put it outside this summer, I think, and see if it takes off. But and if it really doesn't, I'm just gonna, somebody needs to will buy it from me, and you know, put it on Marketplace for like $5 or something, $5-10. So yeah, I gotta cut like 3 leaves off. Ooh, and then it's only gonna have 2 leaves, so yeah, it's not gonna be huge, but I kind of like it there better. I'm just gonna stake it so it'll be taller, but I kind of like it up against the store. We really don't use this store, so yeah, anyway, let's get back to planting this fern and doing some Q&A. Here's another plant that I think I'm just going to sell. This is the jungle cactus. Beautiful blooms, apparently, but I just never got it to bloom. I had it for like 3 years. So think that's going to be another one that's going to go on Marketplace. So the first question I have was from Dawn Smith, and it is a question about Lowe's. For those who don't know, I used to work at Lowe's, and I was just strictly with the garden, the plants. Like, I didn't mess with anything else. I was actually I worked at Lowe's, but I didn't work for Lowe's. I was a third-party vendor, if that makes sense. So I have a lot of experience with how Lowe's deals with plants. So when Lowe's gets a delivery and the boxes are upside down, what happens to all the plants? Do they try to sell them or send them back? So that's a good question, because sometimes upon delivery of the store, they will actually be damaged. And if that does happen, the store will get credit for them, but it has to be upon arrival. Like if it's cold or frost damage, broken pots, etc. like that, or even just like a really, really damaged plant, the store has to file for credit for them. So that's what actually happens if there is any damage upon arrival. And I have another one. This was actually from a few years ago, not a few years ago, but like the questions that I'm pulling from is just like any question that people have asked since I started my channel. So I'm going to go through a lot of them. And Baby Miner, hi Baby Miner, if you're still around. What type of content do you think you'll post in winter when your garden is covered in snow? And yeah, so pretty much this is the kind of content that I will be doing. Houseplants, plant shopping videos. I will be doing some like winter tours outside in my garden, like when it snows, and you know, makes it look so pretty with like how the plants are catching the snow. And yeah, so that's what I am doing. So more houseplant content, and I will occasionally visit like gardens. Like I really plan to visit Longwood Gardens very, very soon. This weekend is Hershey Gardens, the orchid show. Now I did videos there before, and you know, you could check back in my previous videos, but what happens is they really didn't perform very well. Not that the content isn't good. I mean, they were beautiful flowers. It's just, you know, the YouTube analytics. So, but yeah, in a nutshell, more houseplants, houseplant shopping, and occasional visiting conservatories and whatnot. So this is actually regarding my outdoor garden. This is, hi, new subscriber here from T. Marie. Hi, T. Marie, I hope you're still around. And she asked me, how do you choose where to put your flowers in your outside gardens? Also, what was your most expensive plant that you have purchased? Love your channel. Well, thank you. So where do I decide to put the plants? Really, I mean, I'm familiar with my yard and the soil type, which does kind of change. Like sometimes in some areas it's very like shale rock-like, and then other areas it's like gold of soil, just like like the perfection, dark, rich soil. It just varies. And where do I, so really the plant decides where it's going to thrive, and ideally you will eventually know your area that you're planting, know the zone you are in, the gardening zone you are in, so you know the difference between like what's going to be a perennial in your area, which means like what plants are going to be coming back, you know, every year, or the annuals, which will pretty much just last 1 year and the winter comes and they're pretty much gone. So how do I decide? Really, I guess I look for what the plant needs and what my garden and space can provide, meaning like the sunlight and the soil type. Don't get too hung up on the soil. I would really only follow that with like maybe roses. They really like rich soil, like heavy feeders. So that's my advice for that. Also, I look for different textures of plants. Like say right here I have a fern, which is like lacy and beautiful, different texture. Okay, and then maybe I'll pair it with another plant that has more of like a bold leaf. Now I know I'm using house plants here, but when you have this contrast of plants, they kind of set each other apart. So I mean, I could grow ferns outside, but maybe a hosta with a big bold leaf, they will look nice next to each other. And they're both heavy feeders and they both love water, so those actually are really good companions, for example, in like a shadier type area. So I hope that answers your question, T. Marie. I guess I'm just going to do some more popping up, and then I'll get back to more Q&A stuff. Yeah, so I mean, I was really pushing the limits with these plants. with this type of fern here. It's not doing too hot. That's my fault. That's because of the pot I put it in. If you may notice, I really don't, let me just move this back. I really don't, I don't put holes in my crystal. Some plants I will actually just put in a pot, just like so. Yeah, and that just fits in there perfectly. I'm going to be taking some of these leaves off though. And that just went in there like fabulously. Yay! Yay, so happy about that. I don't mind if this particular plant, like I didn't put it in like a lining pot. I don't mind if this plant kind of gets water because it's a fern. They really do love water. And in Pennsylvania, it's winter now. It's hot. It's my area is very, very dry, which is not the ideal conditions for a fern. But let me just, yeah, I'm just pulling off some of these, like, you know, the crunchy ones, because they're not needed. And I'll get a whole bunch more new ones, and then I'll put some moss over this to help retain some of that moisture. Yeah, that will be really, really good. That will be really good. I got a lot of leaves off. It's looking very floppy. Not the best. But it will, I have faith. No! Oh my gosh. Do you guys see this? Oh, it's black on black. They gave me one of those, the death mesh things. You know, they wrap around the roots. And people say that really hinders the growth of the plant. So I'm going to try and remove that as much as possible. Maybe it will disintegrate over time, but it feels like that landscaping fabric, and it's like the worst thing ever. I'm not saying that it is, but it kind of just feels like it. Yeah. Yeah, it really just feels like a landscape fabric that you would use outside, which I despise. I got like a lot of rhizomes coming out from this plant, this fern, which is great. It needs a lot of water, so I'm happy I put it in this bowl because the water can just pool. Maybe I should have something under here. I feel like I'm gonna break the glass or something like that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it. You are dry too, baby. I gave you a little bit of water this morning, but yeah. Ferns love the water. Lots and lots of water. Ferns love water. They are heavy feeders too, so you could always fertilize them. And, ooh, geez, don't be floating in water. I'm not doing very good at this, am I? It's going to settle. I know it's so dry and it needs to really take in that water. So maybe I could pour a little bit out. Actually, I got a little plant right behind here, that cactus plant. I'm just gonna do what you do. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you got that freaking fabric on you too. Oh, at least if I could pull some of it away, it will hopefully. Why do I always forget to grab a napkin for my hands? All right, so anyway, this is going to be for the back because it's kind of naked in the back. And I'm just going to put this moss. This is like moss that I had on plants before. That like came with the plant. So, but this will actually really help with retaining moisture. And like I said before, ferns love the moisture. Ferns love the moisture. Bum, 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 bum. Going to look like it will bounce back up. Promise. Ooh, let me get this one under there. There we go. Looks better. And it's going to be up top on a cabinet, so it would be. That's what, it's going to perk back up. It's going to perk back up, and it's going to be fabulous. I will be very, very excited see this in the next coming days. Y'all will see it and when I do another tour, indoor house tour. So this one's a little crunchy, but I'm gonna leave it on there. Yeah, these are older, so maybe I could just like have a little rubber band around them. Let me just see what it looks like up top. That looks great. That looks great. It will perk up a little bit, but you know what? It doesn't bother me that much because again, it's like up high. It's probably like 6 feet off the ground, so it looks good. Different contrasts. So you have the big bold leaf, and then you have that ferny, feathery texture, which is great. So I'm loving it, guys. I'm so loving it. And very happy with it. I think it's so much better up there than when it was down here. I was kind of like hidden and not loving life. So I'll look at this epipremnum here. It's just saying, get rid of this leaf. The next plant on my list here is this ZZ Zenzii. Y'all know that the regular ZZ plant, you know, it will get large and bushy and it's a very beautiful plant, but the Zenzii here actually has more of like tighter noding, if you will, and by the nodes I mean here's the stem and then here are the leaves that will come out, and the leaves are more like closer together versus spaced out like you would have on regular ones. So Zenzii space, regular ZZ plant space, kind of. So yeah, they're more compact. I cannot wait for a ZZ Raven. I had a beautiful ZZ Raven and I sold it and I miss it. I miss it. So I hope these come in like the black, and the new growth would be green, and then it hardens off to a black. It's a fabulous plant. So hopefully they'll come out with those. But anyway, for styling plants, see, I have this beautiful crystal piece right here. Mostly I get my stuff like by thrifting or sales and stuff like that. So I just this is in a terracotta pot, but I want to put it in a black pot because when you're in a black pot it tends to like bring out the design better. Yeah, look how beautiful that is. So this is going to be an easy one. Ooh. These are the rhizomes, so they kind of like are like a bulb almost. They call them a rhizome, and they spread by producing more rhizomes along their roots, and they just keep growing. So like spreading them off because this pot is a little bit smaller than the one that it came in. And I want to put more dirt in it too, so it'll kind of grow more, and then I just might sell the rest. So again, I'm just separating it. Okay, yeah, so this is all the rhizomes that I have. So I have like, what, 6 of them, which is really great. And this is all the dirt that came off of it. Like, that's really not a lot of dirt for that much plant. And it was always drying out. I mean, typically ZZ plants are much more drought tolerant and stuff, but it was just drying out too fast. So I'll be excited to put better soil in here for them. And for the next question is from Rissa. So Rissa and I actually used to work together. And hi Rissa, if you're still watching, hope all is good. we worked together at Lowe's in the garden center. So anyway, she asked, she said she's terrible with peperomias. How do you keep yours happy? Well, I wish I had a peperomia to show you. I don't. No, I don't. But yeah, I had a few of them before, and they are you treat them more like a succulent. They don't need a whole lot of water. Very, very stress-free plant. You just, yeah, I think the problem is people don't water them so much. Or they do water them too much, excuse me. Gotta empty some of this dirt out. Okay, there's that one. Excellent. Let's get some tall ones in the back. And there we go. And another question was my old man baby, from my old man baby. And she said, first she made a statement, or he, a lot of big box stores around here have cold damage to all the plants. The plants are kept outside where it's about 40 degrees. Why bother ordering and shipping if there's nowhere to keep the plants warm? So sad. And I wish I had an answer for you, because that was one of my pet peeves when I worked at big box stores, because that was just out of my responsibility. That was like way above me. I think corporate handles that. I don't even think the store itself handles it. I think it's more of a corporate issue. Okay, that's looking nice. I like that. Yeah, I wish I had an answer. I just don't. It used to really bother me too. But the good thing is usually stores will put their stuff on clearance when they don't have a lot of room, especially with the houseplants. Sometimes they're just looking to make room, and they put like healthy plants on clearance. So it kind of works out for the customer in a way. But yeah, I don't have a answer for that. Okay, this is looking good so far. Yeah, 3 of them in here was so much better than 6 of them. Now they could grow, and they could root, and they could just be beautiful. They have more soil to grow into. Lovely. Look at that. Now I just need to water it. Get it settled in. Where's my watering can? Of course, it's up there. Now I gotta... Yeah, I'm just like drowning the plant. It will soak up so much moisture too. Just getting all that soil to settle. Oh, that was annoying. Sorry. Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna put it over in this one. This needs water anyway. Okay. Yeah. Much better, much better. Okay, I'm gonna put this one right up here. There we go. Nice. And thank you for tuning in. I just did 2 little short plant repots and answered some of your questions. If I did not get to you, I apologize. But I will be doing more of these videos, so please put some questions down below. Also, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll check you next time. Bye.